You are Locked On Golden Gophers POSTCAST, part of Locked On Minnesota on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Gophers shut down Wisconsin. They keep the axe in Minnesota for the second year in a row. 17-7 your final in some very icy, snowy conditions out there. Drive safe if you're on the road. They end the season, the regular season, 7-5. Thanks for stopping by the way. We got all your instant reaction right here. It's the Golden Gophers postcast. Luke Inman at Luke_Spinman. That's Ron Johnson. Give him a follow on X at 3Ron Johnson. Gophers Hall of Famer. Check him out every Tuesday, by the way, on the Ron Johnson Show, right here on the Locked On Sports Minnesota YouTube page, and of course wherever you find your podcast. Lots to get into. Biggest turning point from this one, our player of the game, plus what we'll be talking about tomorrow. Just off the top, though, Ron, Gophers sitting at 6-5. Heading into this one, obviously, everybody circles this one on the schedule when it comes out, right? Your biggest rival, Minnesota versus Wisconsin, trying to retain the almighty axe. They beat them last year in November by a score of 24-7. Major weather conditions in play today, sub-freezing temps. You had the wind, the snow, the ice. It was all a factor. And the Gophers defense, man, they were kind of the star of the show. 3 takeaways on the day, 2 interceptions. They do their part. Darius Taylor scores a touchdown. Drake Lindsey, a passing touchdown to Jamison Greers as well. They win it, though, man. The axe stays where it belongs here in Minnesota. They end the year on a high note. Talk to me about just your knee-jerk reaction fresh after this one.
Yeah, well, I told y'all I'm about to. It's snowing. It's snowing out. It's snowing out. So I can't blow too much smoke into my neighbors' houses, but I am going to walk up the street in a little bit with the oar. I see a lot of neighbors outside right now shoveling the snow because I was at the game. I stayed for 4 quarters or 3.5 quarters. I left in the middle of the 4th quarter just to get home to get the podcast done, get the postcast. So I'm going to walk up and down the street with the oar. You guys see it behind me. I'm going to shovel a little bit. I'm going to ask my neighbors, do you need a little help? It's a little icy out here. There's really just 2 neighbors, though, that have the Wisconsin flag. So I'm going to make sure I walk by their house with the oar. Like, oh, you talking to me?
Oh, sorry, what's that? Yeah.
But knee-jerk reaction, here's the thing. It was ugly early on. The weather played a huge part in the game. The fact that the Badgers still found a way to pass for 182 yards, they yanked their quarterback out. I wonder, and again, I'm glad we don't have to worry about this now, but I wonder what kind of game it would have been in neutral conditions where it was like maybe cold but not snowing because the ball was wet, the guys were slipping. I just wonder, would the Gophers have been able to still pull this off in this fashion? I do like the way my other knee jerk is. I love the way the Gophers started the game. Like I've said this for weeks after weeks after weeks. Drake Lindsey needs a NASCAR type of offense where he comes to the line of scrimmage, kind of go fast. You saw that happen early on where he was willing to, like they said, look, let's put the ball in the freshman's hands in terrible conditions, see what he does. And the receivers were making catches, but it was just quick stuff. It was get it to the running back, get it to the tight end, get it to the receiver in the flat, get it to the receiver on the out route. There wasn't a lot there. I don't think there was any ball further thrown than like 10 yards. And I really like that offense. So I think hopefully the bowl game is a continuation of that. But that's just right off the bat. Like the Badgers went home 4-8, no bowl game. The Gophers have it. And it just makes it so much better tomorrow walking in to do the Vikings pregame show as well.
No doubt.
Knowing that we have the axe. The game is won. So now I can show up with my oar. I can celebrate Max Brosmer, and I don't have to worry about like not tweeting out tonight either to these Badger fans.
Let's get into the biggest meat and potatoes with the biggest turning point from today.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Pretty slow-moving first half, but it ended in wild fashion, right? 14 points being scored in those final 3 minutes. Darius Taylor with a 50-yard scamper TD run to go up 10 rip. But then here comes Wisconsin, a 7-play, 75-yard drive. They scored with 25 seconds left on a tiptoe touchdown catch that had to be reviewed. I know there was more pressing stuff near the end of the game, but that 3 minutes, to end the first half, that felt like a massive turning point as well. Thoughts on that and your biggest turning point tonight? When was it and why?
So one, I think the refs missed the call. Now I was at the game, so I couldn't see the.
It was so close, man.
So here's what I thought they missed, and maybe like the TV copy maybe showed it better. Yeah. I thought he stepped out before he went to catch the ball, like meaning he stepped out and then stepped back in, made the catch. So I wasn't saying he didn't catch the ball because when we were, I literally, I don't know if the TV showed me, but I was dressed in all black. I had a mask on, I had sunglasses, but I was standing right there on the goal line. Like I was right there when that play happened, and you could see his foot. Like we were all like me and Justin Guard and a couple other people were literally like looking over, pointing at like the footprint because we're like he was on the white line, and the refs talked about it. They then went and looked at the film. When we saw the film in the stadium of what they were seeing, they weren't looking at the movement to get to where he got to. They were just looking at, was the 2 feet in? Did he catch it? Yes. But I think he was an ineligible receiver. It did not matter, thank goodness. Like, it didn't come back to bite him, because if they had lost on that, oh my goodness. Like, that would have been crazy, because he stepped out first, and PJ Fleck was livid because I was standing right there. But I think that's the key to that. So, one, that was a huge turning point. Where it kind of made everybody tight. Like, okay, 10-7. Like, all right.
Yeah, and Wisconsin got the ball at the second half, so that's why that was so huge too.
Yeah, right? It made it tight. It made it real tight. But the other one for me, one of the sneaky ones for me is before that, and I think it was Mavic Baranowski met the running back in the hole, absolute head-to-head banger. And that there, I think, set the tempo for the defense. Even though they ended up getting the touchdown later, which I still don't think they got it, I think at that point the defense kind of like really stepped it up with the like stopping the run, and you just saw a different team come out there after that. Like I thought that was a huge hit, huge momentum builder. And then of course, I mean pick whatever, almost 6. John Nestor couldn't get to the end zone, but the interception was just it said Greeter asked the Big Ten officials. They said Mav pushed him out, therefore not illegal touching. See, I don't think, and thanks to Anthony G55, I don't think he pushed him out. That's the thing. We were all looking at that. I don't think, now again, I didn't see the TV copy because I'm at the game, but I don't think he pushed him out. I think the guy just ran and stepped out of bounds and then stepped back in. But again, if the referee called that, because the referee that called the touchdown or called no catch in the back of the end zone, he was staring right at it. So how come he didn't say he was pushed out? Sure. There's no footage. And again, I don't know if anybody saw footage who watched the game on TV. I didn't see anything that looked like that he got pushed out by Maverick. Like, it looked like it was just he ran out, stepped back in, and made the catch. But I got to go with Nestor's interception because, one, he avoided the referee, which guys actually run shallow routes on purpose towards the referee because you use the referee as a blocker. It's a legal pick play. You run towards the ref, and your defender has to either go behind or over the top. Nestor kind of, which thank goodness they didn't call it, you could see he kind of tugged at the jersey a little bit to kind of vault himself forward, and then the quarterback just stared it down, and it was an interception. So that was a huge turning point there.
We always talk about team stats, right? They play such a major role, and not just Gophers, so many collegiate games week to week. Ron, give me your top 1 or 2 team stats that just really stuck out from tonight and kind of told the story of how this game played out for the Gophers. Yeah,
it's crazy. 55 to 56 plays between both offenses. So it was deadlocked. Big difference, third down. They were 4 for 13, and the Gophers were 50% on third downs. So I think that's the huge key there. They were able to convert. They were able to stay on the field. They were able to get some big plays. And again, it wasn't easy to catch the ball in that weather. Like I grabbed the ball earlier in the game because one of the guys kicked it over to where we were standing, and I threw it back. It was slick. Like, it was wet. It was a little bit slick. Like, they were switching the balls out as much as possible. They were trying to dry them with towels. It was a tough atmosphere. So I couldn't imagine the players and it coming fast. Like, I didn't even have to do anything but throw it, and it wasn't easy to throw. So players, full speed throws, fastballs from Drake Lindsay. That was a tough environment to try to get through.
Don't go anywhere. What we loved, what we hated, plus what we'll be talking about tomorrow after this one. That's all coming up right after this. Quick reminder, today's episode brought to us by FanDuel. NFL season. We're in crunch time in the NFL season. FanDuel's making sure you're ready with this can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers, you bet just $5. If your bet wins, you're getting $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. And why I love FanDuel, they got everything, man. Player props, same-game parlay, even jumping in live as the action unfolds, my personal favorite. You name it. They got it. So quick, so easy. Best way to add a little bit more enthusiasm to your Sundays, right? A little bit more juice to your Sundays. Are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app. Go visit FanDuel.com today to get started. That's FanDuel.com. You're getting $300 in bonus bets guaranteed when you win your first $5 wager. All right, Ron, let's hand out some flowers, some spotlights, some love with our players.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Who's a guy or two you think just needs to be considered for player of the game tonight for the Gophers, Ron?
I'm giving it to John Nestor, man. Like fumble recovery, two interceptions. Like he had himself an absolute day, 7 tackles. Early on, it was kind of cool. Like I was in the tunnel when the seniors were coming out and just watching him kind of, stand around and watch the environment and watch the atmosphere. It felt like Drake Lindsay. It felt like everybody wanted to play for the seniors today. It felt like everybody had an extra bit of and it was PJ Fleck's birthday today. So imagine sending your coach home tonight on his birthday with a loss. Like that's just sucks. And so PJ, kind of joked, but he's like, yeah, man, like I don't know what I'm doing for my birthday. He's like, if we lose this game, I don't really want to have a party, but now they won, so he gets to go home to probably some type of party Heather's going to put together. But yeah, I got to give it to John Nestor. He flat out flashed the entire game, pass breakups, almost forced fumbles, big hits. Like he had himself an absolute day leading into, now heading into the bowl week. It's a really good resume he's putting together, leaving Iowa.
This is what you'll be talking about.
So what we'll be talking about tomorrow morning after this one, after watching, everything transpire and unfold the way it did. Gophers obviously end the season on a high note, massive win against their big rival for the Axe. What should the A topic be tomorrow morning, or what are you going to be thinking about or pondering from this one tomorrow?
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I'm wondering if Hunter Simmons started this game, would it have sputtered that early like that? That's always going to be one of those, we know he's the better runner, but he's not a better passer. And so, ever since their other quarterback got hurt, they've been trying to piece this offense together. They've had offensive linemen get hurt and so on and so forth. It just sucks when you think about injuries being a part of this, but at the end of the day, a win's a win. So we're going to take it. But that's one thing I'm wondering. The other thing we're going to be talking about, though, is Darius Taylor. Everybody was wondering, when is he going to have another one of those games? When is he going to burst back on the scene? And we got another 100-yard game from him today. His biggest thing is, can he stay healthy? I think that's always going to be the question mark, is can he stay healthy?
What we loved, what we hated. Speaking of John Nestor, dude, just that secondary balling out again today, man. I mean, last week it was Coy Parrish, leading. Yeah, I think he led that's right. He led the team in tackles with 10, a turnover, some huge plays in the return game. Today, though, it's John Nestor, as you kind of already mentioned, 2 interceptions, a fumble recovery. It's just kind of fun to think about those two playing together next year in 2026. John Nestor, still a junior. Hopefully he's back next year. But give me one thing you loved, one thing you hated from tonight's game, Ron.
Well, like I said, I love the way the Gophers offense started. Coming out kind of whenever, I don't know what triggered it, but, I was standing on that side of the field that they were going away from me. And I could see the offensive staff kind of, giving different hand signals. And sometimes it was he would go. Sometimes he would kind of do a loose huddle. I like the fact that they were willing to let him go a little bit. I just wish they had done it sooner. So I love that. I love the quickness in the offense, the quick throws, not allowing the defense to get set. What I hated, and I don't know if he came back in because I didn't see, but Jamison Gears. I hated seeing him get hurt after a touchdown. Because he made a nice, it kind of was like a slant and go. He kind of went in and then went, straight up the middle and split the safeties. Great throw by Drake Lindsay up top to his big guy, makes the catch, comes down, celebrates. They did I think they did a shotgun to beer as a group. And then he kind of was like, oh, wait, my knees doesn't feel right. And he goes back down. So I don't know if it's how he landed maybe and his knee kind of jostled because he didn't get hit, didn't get stepped on. He didn't take another step. So I'm hoping it was just one of those knocked it loose a little bit and it just feels awkward. And then they're going to look at it today. And then, 3 week. Good thing is the bowl game probably won't be until late December. He'll have, 4 weeks before they have to play again or 3 weeks before they have to play again. So hopefully that gives him time to rest up and he's back.
So now you get the bowl game coming up next, which is obviously, to be determined. When you think about today, just how everything unfolded, what do you think the number one thing, PJ and the coaching staff as a whole is going to be talking about when they turn on the tape tomorrow?
So one thing is the run game. In that weather, those guys did a great job of pushing the defensive line. And then vice versa. I think when he turns on that play, that defensive line was getting after it. Like they were in the backfield of the Badgers. They were not letting that quarterback get comfortable. The run game, they were stopping it. The DBs were kind of sticky. Other than that one deep ball, and again, in third, I think it was 3rd and 5 or something like that. They got him. Like I didn't see the actual full, because again, we couldn't see they never showed the replay. They never show Gears came black in the game. So perfect. So he's good then. That play, what was that touch or the deep ball? Was it like a fake bubble screen or what was that?
Was that just a straight up go in the first half?
Yeah, just the go ball. Was that just a
go,
go
man?
Ball?
It was just a go. I think the secondary was just caught sleeping a little bit because they put in that new quarterback, and it was like his first 2 passes on 1st and 2nd down were so off target. It's like, I don't know if this dude can throw the ball. And then they come out with just a deep fly route and perfect throw. And yeah, just kind of
Deontay McMillan was covering them. And so that's what we were wondering, like what, because we couldn't see. And then, like I said, they don't show the bad replays in the stadium. So once a play like that happens, we're not going to see like what actually happened. And I have to go upstairs into the press box to get the TV replay. Yeah. But I thought it was like a but it was a straight go. Yeah, that's the other thing. You know, the coaches are going to be like, look, we can't let that happen. Because if that play, that's the only play that gave them hope. Like if that play doesn't happen, it's a 17-0 game, maybe 24-0 game.
Yeah. Let's end on this one. Our guy Max Brosmer starting for the Vikings tomorrow in Seattle. I know you got to wake up early and do Game Day Live on Fox. What are you excited about for Max Brosmer? Give me one thing that we can just kind of chew on when you know we're watching him make his NFL debut tomorrow, and you know, kind of what you expect the game plan. I guess we just talked about. Obviously, Drake Lindsay, that hurry-up NASCAR, just high-tempo stuff. What do you think KOC can do for Max Brosmer, knowing his kind of skill set going into this one?
Yeah, Max gets rid of the ball extremely fast. Like he has that throw flat-footed kind of arm flick strength where he can kind of get it there. He has the touch pass. He has the deep ball. He can drive a ball in there. So honestly, I'm expecting KOC to kind of like Max has been there the whole training camp, so he knows the offense. And again, he's a guy that studies, so he knows the offense probably just as well as JJ McCarthy. With maybe a couple little things here and there he might not know because he hasn't done them live yet. But I expect Max to go out there and look pretty good. Like I expected to be one of those
competent,
not Jake Browning, but I guess kind of Jake Browning moments where you're like, man, this guy's good. You know,
Nick Mullins-ish kind of thing.
Nick Mullins never was really good in my opinion. I'm going more like Drake or what's his name? Mac Jones. You know,
there you go.
Mac Jones with the 49ers like comes in, makes some plays, and you're like, oh, okay, this guy's good. So that's what I expect from Max. I think, you know, getting the ball out of his hand, getting the ball to Justin Jefferson, that was one thing JJ McCarthy, I think, struggled with a little bit. So, again, if JJ all of a sudden goes out here today, tomorrow has a touchdown, has 6 to 8 catches, 120 yards, it's going to be tough to say, okay, you're back off concussion protocol.
We got 60 seconds. Let's dive into the Ron Johnson Diary, Gophers Hall of Famer. What is the coldest, iciest game you remember, or the best highlight from a Gopher Wisconsin game that you obviously played in, Ron?
My senior year. Like that's the biggest thing. Like my senior year, I got a chance to win the Axe, like leaving the last game I ever played at at the Metrodome. So for me, and I caught a fade route touchdown to kind of help keep the game going. So for me, that's one of my best memories. Other than that, I remember my freshman year. I think I broke like the freshman record I don't know if it's been broken yet, but I had like 9 catches for like 100 yards at Wisconsin as a true freshman. So I did something like that, like 8 or 9 catches for 100 yards, or maybe 10 catches for 100 yards. But I had myself an absolute like second half. And so I'll never forget those two. So kind of, the start, freshman year, and then my senior year. Those are the best ones.
I'm sure you've seen it. It was like a Chris Berman fastest 3 minutes situation, but for college on ESPN. And they show Ron Johnson screaming over to that Wisconsin sideline and grabbing that axe, man. If you haven't seen it, I'm definitely going to have to share that with you. Oh, my God, it's golden, man. Gophers show up when it matters most versus Wisconsin for the axe. Defense, again, dominant today, 3 turnovers. The Gophers hold on 17-7. That's their final. They finished the regular season 7-5. Huge shout out to all you guys, all the everydayers out there that always make us your first listen. All you guys coming in the chat with us from game to game. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go check out all of Ron's great work on X at 3 Ron Johnson, plus all the great stuff he's always putting up. over on the Ron Johnson Show. That's each and every Tuesday. Bowl game up next. Can PJ stay undefeated, make it 8 in a row? Join us for that. Should be another good one. Until then, Sky Uma, go Gophers. Signing out.